Data setup. What actually are the specific data requirements that a company must address upfront to ensure that they can later track, measure, and verify emissions reductions?
When it comes to data setup, we typically start with the purchases data, for instance, or the procurement data, or the existing scope 3 data. And so from that information, from that data set, what we're looking to identify is who are the suppliers that are most important, what are the materials within those suppliers that are the most important from an emissions perspective. Step 2 is about intervention identification. So if I know who I'm going to be working with from a supplier standpoint and which materials I'm targeting, what are the things that need to be done to move the needle on that materials emissions? The third piece is going to be around implementation. What are the project partners that you might need to involve to get started with that initiative? If it's heat pumps, for instance, is there a supplier of heat pumps that you actually want to run some bulk procurement exercise with, because many of your suppliers are going to need these heat pumps? Thinking through actually how implementation is going to run, who it's going to run with, how long it's going to take, how much it will cost per unit. These are important considerations. Step 4 is around measurement and tracking, and there are a few different component parts to this. There might be an MRV part, so maybe you actually need satellite imagery, for example, to give you a sense of whether tree cover has increased or decreased, which means you almost take like a digital photograph of the product before the intervention, and you take a digital photograph of the product after the intervention. So you capture the product carbon footprint before you've done anything. And then finally, step 5 is going to be around validation and verification. You might need to do that at the project level. So can I make sure that actually the impact has happened and can be signed off by a third party? So those 5 things are the ones that we'd see as particularly important.